So let's go through some different kinds of hop-ups that you can add to your gel ball blaster. This is getting asked more frequently now. Hop-ups can control basically your accuracy, just overall performance in general. And there's a couple different types you can have depending on your blaster setup and depending on what you want. So we're going to look at a couple options here from XFORCETAC USA. I also have a 3D printed one. This one's not a very good 3D printed one, but it was handy, and I can at least show you how it works too. Okay, so we've got a couple different options here. So this is an AKA hop-up. Looks similar to a riser hop-up, if you guys have seen those. Here we have a smaller inline hop-up or that connects into your barrel inside the outer barrel. I'll show you what I mean by that. And then here is a 14 millimeter counterclockwise hop-up, okay? So it all depends on the setup that you have. If you have like an M4A1 or a SCAR, your best bet is probably to get like an adapter like this from XFORCETAC USA that's going to give you threads, and then you can go with a threaded hop-up on the end, okay? And your threaded hop-up, you'll have the tongue on top there, and then there's a spot for a grub screw, and that screw, again, this one's not very pretty, but if you had a nice one, especially one that you bought from XFORCETAC, you'd have a grub screw here, and you'd screw that down with the included Allen wrench to adjust your tongue here, okay? And if you put one of these on, you're going to probably play around a little bit adjusting that to get it just right to make sure that your hop-up is working how you want it. You're getting the right amount of backspin and the right amount of accuracy and stuff with it. Now, if you have a little different setup, if you have any of the inner barrel exposed, you can go ahead and you could put this type of hop-up on there. So this type is going to connect directly to your inner barrel. A grub screw right there to tighten it down on top and bottom. Don't over tighten it, especially if you're putting it on a plastic one. Be careful, you just want it tight enough so it's not moving. And then you have the ability here to adjust the upper tongue and the lower tongue, okay? You probably don't need to do a lot with the lower tongue. Mostly it is the upper tongue from everything that I know. Of course, my caveat always is I'm not an expert when it comes to performance upgrades, so you know, if I say something that somebody else wants to contradict or somebody who knows more, please go ahead and add that in the comments. That is always appreciated. This last little hop-up, really tiny. You can see the tongue right there at the top. It's very tiny. There's a little grub screw in there, the tiniest grub screw. This one, again, attaches directly to your inner barrel, and then that can be inside the outer barrel, right? That's usually going to be small enough to be inside there all the way. So that's what you would do. And again, you'll have your Allen wrenches will come with them for those screws to adjust your grub screw, and just expect that you're going to have to be doing a little bit of adjustments with it to get it exactly how you want it. All right, so those are 3 different kinds of hop-ups that can attach in 3 different ways depending on your setup. This one, I believe you're just going to glue to it because there's no screws, so I would just go ahead and glue that nice and tight, being careful that glue doesn't get on the inside of your inner barrel, and you should be good to go. This one does come with another tongue in case you want to go with a different tongue, just a little different tongue style it looks like, and I'm sure that's just going to affect the spin a little bit, okay? And then if you get a threaded one, there's a lot of different options out there from XFORCETAC USA and others, and those ones basically all work the same too. All right, so that's just a really quick, easy, brief overview on hop-ups and the different kinds there are out there. Go ahead and explore and look for one that's going to work with your setup. Again, comments, questions, post them below. Of course, like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and participate in the monthly giveaways.